Gonna restart the filming.
Yeah. Okay. See you later.
Bye. All right. So, scene 1, take 1 of Felicity Faithful 2019. Oh, you're gonna be behaved. You're not gonna put it on the floor. Great. So, morning, guys. Welcome to my channel. Dipsy's with us today. Isn't it great? She looks really pretty. Hi, guys. Welcome back to my channel. So, it's 2019. Happy New Year and that. It's definitely February. But, we'll forgive Toby for that. That's all I'm going to say.
Hi, Toby.
So, we're back this year. And as you can see, I'm not alone. Because what I really felt like God was telling me to do was he was like, you know what, yeah? You've got a channel. You know a lot of great Christians. So why not introduce them to the world and let the world know, like, all the popping stuff that's happening with all these Christians. So, the first of my guests is, you can introduce yourself, go ahead.
So, hi, I'm Teni.
Okay.
I'm Dipsy's best friend, the best person in her life. She loves me lots and lots and lots and lots. That's why I'm here. She makes that face when, like, you're saying something that makes her a bit uncomfortable because it's, like, really mushy and stuff, but she knows it's true. Isn't that right, Dipsy?
Carry on talking. Carry on. So who are you?
Who am I? I'm a child of God. Amen. I am. My name's
That's so annoying. What's your name? So your name's
my
Teni.
Teni. Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 23.
Okay, good.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, you are 23.
I'm 23. I'm 24 this year. 1995. I hear that.
Amen.
What else do you want to know?
What do you do?
I'm training to teach history,
Woo!
which is fun. To secondary school. I don't do primary school kids. They like wet themselves and stuff.
I'm finished.
I'm training at Cambridge.
Woo! University of.
Yeah, the University of
Cambridge.
So that's quite exciting.
No.
It's very interesting. It's very different up there. What else do you want to know about me?
And how do we know each other?
We know each other from church. That was practice because last time we tried this, I couldn't remember how we met and she got really upset. So
she said that she's the best person in my life, but she doesn't know how we met. Whatever.
Sometimes some things have just such a good beginning that it's just really hard to keep it.
Teni. So how did we meet?
We met at church.
That's where we met. How did we meet? Tell the people.
We met. So one day Dipsy came to church and Dipsy has a sister called Myra, and back in the day they used to look the exact same.
It's a lie.
No, they genuinely. Actually, I feel like you should put like a little frame here with a picture
in front of me.
Yeah, like underneath your face.
I don't put it in front of your face.
Well, that's ridiculous. Just put, or maybe like here.
I'll decide, innit?
It's my channel, so I don't know why you're deciding.
Tired.
So yeah, her and Myra said the same. So there was one Sunday I remember they came to church. It's like, wow, they look the same. Like they have to be sisters, probably even twins. And they started coming, and then this is when Facebook was like popping. Like Facebook Messenger was really a thing, and MSN was still a thing. So then one day we were friends on Facebook, and you just start talking because this is what you did.
Because it's polite.
Yeah, make friends.
Woo.
Yeah. And then we started talking on MSN. So this is when you'd have different conversations on Facebook, MSN, text, and then you're probably on the phone using the T-Mobile 5-day pass.
5-day pass.
Great times. Remember when you could run out of minutes? That was really something. No, credit.
Credit.
Yeah, because credit was before minutes.
These youngers don't even know.
Don't.
Do you know what they do? Do you know what they do? They call minutes credit. Like they'll be like, "Oh, I've run out of credit," and I was like, "Wait, what?" But they mean minutes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we couldn't run out of data because you had none. What was that?
It's Wi-Fi, fam.
Yeah, like when you're these iPhones that ran out of space, you just got a new SD card, didn't it? You just popped it in. It was great.
SD cards and micro SD cards and Motorola razors and stuff. So we've known each other for 10 years. This is our 10-year friend anniversary. Isn't it cute? Sparkle. Stop it. Stop it. Okay.
I want there to be sparkles on the video. Like the Disney shape ones.
This is the Disney shape.
Yeah, you know that on Disney Channel where it makes a Disney outline.
So you don't even want regular sparkle.
No.
You want okay.
But yeah, this is our 10-year anniversary and she made a heart. I told you she loves me. Yeah, so that's me in a nutshell.
Cool. Yeah, Teni's interesting.
I whale of a time.
Okay. So tell us a little bit about your faith background, what it was like growing up, and how you came to be a Christian and have a relationship with God.
Ooh, that's an interesting question. So I've always been at a church. either my grandma's church somewhere, or we went to a church in like Bruce Grove for a bit. That was like all primary school, and then I started going to Jubilee in like year 7. And even when my parents didn't come, once I kind of got into it in like year 8, I'd get myself on the train and I'd come along, because that's where all my friends were. And then around year 9, I went to New Day, which is this amazing camp in summer, which I feel like Dupsie's mentioned before. And then one night there, they had a night.
There.
Yeah. Yeah, she did. That's what she
I'll put
prayed.
the link for the video.
Yeah, she was in a headscarf. It was bare jokes.
Shut up.
But the Lord moves in mysterious ways. So I was at New Day, and then they had one night where it was like, give your life to Christ. I really had never registered the whole concept before, but there was just something in that night that was like, yeah, now it's time. So I went with my friend Paris, and we went together, and then they take you outside and you do like the prayer. And then I was like, oh, I just feel really peaceful. This is really nice and cool. And then I got back home and I was like, so what now? Camp's finished, I'm back home. So even though I'd already kind of been going to church every Sunday, you just start to listen a bit more intently and actually figure out, so what does this whole Christian shebang mean? Like, what am I actually doing? And it's not been straightforward. It's been very up, down, left, right, centre. But church has been one constant for me from that point in like year 8, year 9 up until now.
When did you get baptised?
I got baptised that same year, so that was 2009. It was actually the year that me and Dipsy met. It was quite cool. So New Day was August. I got baptised in the October when I got back. And I think taking it seriously from that early, from the beginning, I think has helped me a lot. And then obviously as you get older, the way that you are serious about it changes and grows and develops. And I think it was fairly like regularly progressing until not last year, the year before. So our church has this
2017.
Yeah, 2017. Yeah. Okay. So it was the year where our church first had Courage Conference in Kingdom Culture. So we had Courage, then we went to New Day as youth leaders, and then we had Kingdom Culture. So all those different bits, God was speaking like a lot. Yeah. So from Kingdom Culture, Courage, and New Day, God was just speaking a lot in a lot of different ways, and the general vibe of all of that was, so it's time to take me seriously. And that was also the same summer that I graduated and was going to start working at a school.
What did you study at uni?
I studied history. History's the best subject ever in the world.
Oh, you haven't told them about the fact that we did life together.
Oh yeah, so basically, I don't think you lot understand the way that me and Dipsy have been friends. So we've been friends since 2009. At this point, I went to school in Cheshunt. She went to school.
She's not from London.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Hey.
It's all right. It's okay. It's all right.
Okay.
It's all right.
It's actually just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I live outside the M25, but technically, I live in Hertfordshire. It's ropes.
You didn't get to use free Oyster card.
I did up until I was 15.
Exactly. That's sad. Carry on.
Yeah. So then year 11, I used to trek from school to Enfield Town Library for the bants. Look, I got my GCSEs in it, but it's not advisable. Be sensible. And then I went to Woodhouse, where Dipsy also went to Woodhouse. So then we were together.
I went first.
Yeah, she went first.
Because I'm older than her.
Oh yeah, she's older. She's like
5
28.
days older. You're moving mad. You need to stop that. I'm a year and 5 days older than her. I am only 24.
And then we both went to Woodhouse together. And then we went to uni together. So that was, I don't even know how many, Queen Mary, University of London. But I don't know how many continuous years that we basically saw each other every single day, because Monday to Friday is college. On Saturday, you'll find some reason to see all your friends.
Yep.
And then on Sunday, we had church.
Yep.
So until Dipsy graduated, so from, when did I start Woodhouse? 2011. When did you graduate?
2015.
Yes, that's 4 years, 24/7.
Yeah.
So yeah. Really
we lived
life
together in second year and
third
year.
Yes. And for the last 2 years, we lived in the same space.
Yeah.
So
a little bit mad still.
Yeah, it is.
And we're still friends, man.
Yeah, we're still here. We're still in the same shot.
We've had our ups and downs.
You see how it went off the camera?
And
then up. Yeah, we've had ups and downs. We've had roller coasters, but we are still standing.
Yeah, and it's by God's grace.
Literally. So, no one
pray for your friendships.
Pray for your friendships. When they scatter, sometimes pick them up again.
Yeah. Sometimes they
sometimes yeah. Consult the Lord first, because if it's meant to be scattered, leave it scattered.
Yeah.
Where
were we?
I've lost
New Day, Kingdom Culture,
taking God seriously.
Taking God seriously.
Yes. Okay. So yeah, taking God seriously at that time, going to start working in a school, leaving uni, I think I realised that I needed a lot of direction, because at that time it's quite, you can start making very big career choices and life choices, and I didn't want to be making ones that would take me left and then have to wait 5 years before I realised, I should have gone right.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's when I applied for teacher training. That's when I decided, like, concrete, I'm going into teaching. And that is the same, like, short period after that is when I got into Cambridge. So God really came through to me making that decision.
Love that. So, as you've been a Christian for 10 years, what would you say some of, or the biggest challenge you faced in that time has been, and how did you overcome them?
I think that my biggest challenge has probably been getting to the end of my degree, the first one at Queen Mary. So it took me 4 years instead of 3. And if you know me, you know I'm not really a person that retakes stuff or deals too well with any kind of academic thing that isn't an A or a B. I mean, I've cried over B's in it, like I'm that person.
I hear that.
So first year, yeah, cool. Second year, started off a little bit ropey. Okay. And then I was in hospital a few times. And then by March, it basically worked out that essentially when I got really sick, I couldn't finish the year. So I was just like, yeah, this we don't retake. We don't do that. So you're gonna have to figure out a way for me to finish on time and go on to next year. And they were like, yeah, no. And I was just like, God, why are you doing this to me? Not really understanding. I'm kind of like following you, doing what you told me. This isn't how this is meant to work. So that was very, very hard. And eventually, after a lot of praying and a lot of getting some very good advice and counsel from all the people I had around me at church, which is why it's always important to have good Christian people around you
It is.
at good times. So it means when the tough times come, they are voluntarily there for you. You don't have to go find them and scramble.
This is true.
When after also fighting the uni, to let me back in September, I ended up just taking 6 months out and doing second year again. Which at the beginning was quite hard to get my head around, because I was like, wait, I'm like the academic person and now I'm going to finish a year later than everyone else. Why? And then obviously you get all conscious of having to explain to people, I didn't fail the year, guys. I just and then even if I did, so what? But that was quite hard for me to realise, to have the control completely taken away from me, and then at the end of that have to still come back and be like, okay, do you know what, God, I trust you to make, like, I know that this is all going to work out because it's all in your hands, kind of thing. So I think that was the first time that I really properly had to come to terms with that. And then that kind of came back again once it came to my third year, because obviously I wasn't doing my third year with everyone that I started with. So that was quite hard, just because when everybody else is working and doing stuff, it's a constant reminder that you're in a different season. So that requires a lot of focus on God to remember that it's not about where everyone else is, it's about where he's supposed to have you. And now, having finished and gone into school and now doing my teacher training at Cambridge, I've seen it all start to come together. But it's just really hard to have your faith in that moment where you have no idea how that's all gonna work out.
So how did you overcome it though?
How did I overcome it? I think practically at the time, I let myself be upset for a bit. I didn't try to pretend I wasn't upset about it or it didn't get to me. But I think when I was feeling like that, I spoke to the people around me who would direct me back to God. So they wouldn't just let me wallow in it and be like, oh yeah, it's really sad. Like, so it's like, okay, yeah, this is what's going on, but I'll pray with you so that you have confidence and all of that stuff to get through it. And then when it was time to go back to uni in September, it was surrounding yourself with people that would constantly encourage you and uplift you and remind you of things that God says in ways that even you probably wouldn't think, that kind of stuff. And also friends that kept me really driven and really dedicated, so that I wouldn't just be like, do you know what, bun, this whole uni thing, I'm done. So yeah, I think it was keeping the relationship with God that I had to start off with, but also making sure that I was surrounding myself with people that had that same relationship that would continue to encourage me even if I didn't feel like it.
And I guess there's a lot of people watching who would be going to uni or who are in uni, and they may be scared, or they may be like concerned that, am I going to lose my faith? How do I keep my faith? Or they're currently in a season where it's just like, God, where are you? Considering that was probably one of your hardest challenges in your Christianity, like what would you say to them?
I think for the people, to be honest, even if you're there as well, I'd say to find a good circle of Christian friends or society while you're there. It doesn't have to be the Christian Union. For me at uni, it was Unite, which is a Christian performance society, which is separate to the Christian Union. So that's just a space where you can go You don't even have to be like on the committee and super involved. Like we had weekly dance and choir workshops and stuff. So just somewhere that you can regularly go to get that kind of community and fellowship and all of that, so that when you are going through something, you have somebody you can just drop a message to and be like, I'm going through this, can you pray for me? Or just, can we just go get some food? And then in that, you might talk about stuff, you might not, but just having that like friendship and relationship with people that are like that. And then if you don't necessarily have a society like that, just find friends that you trust, like Christian friends they can be on your course, they can be on a different course, but just good friends who you trust their advice and you trust their counsel. Because the worst thing is to be like struggling at uni for whatever reason. If it's academic, it could be emotional, it could be on mental health, whatever. And you don't feel like there's anyone there to talk to. Because it's all good and well having someone back home, but sometimes that can make you feel a lot more lonely if you've left London to go somewhere else and you have to constantly call someone back in London for you to feel some kind of comfort, or that can make it a lot harder. But also, I think I didn't leave London for uni the first time, but from the people that did, I think I saw that it was definitely helpful to keep in touch with the people back home. So have those two bases, like don't completely forget your friends from home, but don't completely like not settle into the new space. Find that balance, I think I'd say.
Yeah, and I think it's just important as well just to realise that God isn't only at home. Like God's presence is with you wherever you go. So just realising that and just seeking him exactly where you are and knowing that he is there.
Yeah, because I think a lot of people go to uni and try and find a church at uni, and when they don't, they're like, right, God's not here. I've lost it. It's not going to work. Like, how am I going to keep this up? Because a lot of people don't go to uni and find a uni church that they love, and that's fine. But it's just finding something at uni that will keep that will mean you won't get the same thing as church, because obviously it's not a church, but that same kind of Christian community, just something that you can regularly keep going to for you to be accountable to in some kind of way.
Yeah, it's very true.
Is quite important, I think.
It's very important. Okay. So what do you feel like your calling is in life, and do you feel like you are walking in purpose? And how did you like discover your purpose?
I think we had a discovering your calling series at church, which was very, very helpful, because I think I felt like I was walking in my purpose, but if you asked me what it was, I'd be like, I'd basically describe what I'm doing, but that doesn't really make it, it doesn't work. I think my calling, I don't know it in its entirety, but I know that the kind of central focus of it is teaching and education. The shape that takes, I think, changes in different seasons of life, but at the moment I know that means practically teaching in secondary schools, which is something that I'm walking in.
It can never be me. It can never be me.
Yeah, it's not for everyone. It's not. It is hard. I won't pretend it's all sunny roses and nice walks in the park. It is hard, but it is something that I know I feel called to do, because there's like a sense of fulfillment that you get when you're doing it, that you're like, yeah, this is what I'm meant to be doing. And just working with people in that age range generally, because, I love youth. They're great. They're great. Yeah, how did I discover that? I walked into it semi-accidentally. I was quite set on going to work in a city job, because that's what you do after uni, because whatever, so everyone does 9 to 5. Yeah, all the grad schemes. I think I applied for 1 or 2, maybe got as far as the number testing things, and I think there was we won't even talk about that all the way.
I don't even bother. I can't do it.
Yeah, I went to McKinsey twice to do that stupid problem solving something. Ropes, absolutely. I'm just not meant to count I'm that. Finished. It's just not for me.
She's not a maths teacher, innit?
No, unless it's a date, it's not really my business.
Money.
So yeah,
your money,
I
man.
can count my money. I can count my money. Well. But yeah, so planning on going to the city. And then a couple of my friends were going into teaching, and I always remember thinking, teaching, don't want to do that, don't do that. Because everyone used to be like, oh, you do history and me history teacher. I'm like, no, me history teacher. God has
Never
a funny
say
sense of
never,
humour.
innit?
Just actually don't open your mouth and say never
never.
before God just does something. So yeah, then one day my friend actually just was like to me, so why not? And there was something in me in that moment that actually just went, wow, you have no reason not to other than you're just being defiant. Like you're actually just being stubborn. If you know me, I have a slight stubborn streak sometimes. Yeah, sometimes. Dipsy's making a face. I'm not even looking at it. I can see it in my soul. So I was like, I thought about it and I was like, actually, do you know what? Yeah. So I applied to teach first. And I was like, this is great. And then it worked out really quickly. I got an assessment day really quickly. And I went to the assessment day and I was like, this went so well. Yeah, this is God's calling. This is what I'm meant to be doing. And at 8:33 a.m. the next day.
Why do you know?
Because it hurt. It hurt. You know? She went early to the office to send me the email. It hurt. Like, it's not 9 o'clock. It wasn't open. Unfortunately, we haven't been able to offer you something. I said, okay, God, it's fine. This clearly wasn't meant for me. I heard you loud and clear. Gonna mind my business and go back to the office. Yeah, all kind of salty. And then like a couple of days later, my mum came and said, oh, they're looking for support staff at your old secondary school. And I was like, oh, swear. Okay. I just thought my mum was just coming to tell me stuff. Didn't really think much of it. And then I was like, wait, you that was crying that God is now telling you it's not for you. And this opportunity's just opened up out of nowhere. Went to it, long story short, got the job. And I was like, right, okay, maybe we're onto something. Started working there, and that was a really funny year, but I enjoyed it so much. I actually do miss a lot of them. But
she brought many people through. Always bring your friends through.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, mate. I was a little recruitment officer for that school. Bring your friends through. Don't ever get into a space and be like, forget who your friends are because it's just not nice. So yeah, that was really a great year. Applied for my teacher training in that year, and I was like, okay, God, if this is what you want for me, I'm just trusting you to find a way to make this work. And long story short, I ended up in Cambridge. So
is that really the long story short that you're gonna give?
Oh, no. So, in September, so after all this, I'm just trying to.
I know you're trying to speed it up, but
yeah,
no,
I hear
need
that.
to tell the people, innit?
Yeah, so this takes us back into the summer where there was a Courage, New Day, Kingdom Culture for the first time. Get back from, I think this was like around the same time as Kingdom Culture. I got an email from Teach First that was like, so because you were so close last time, we're just going to fast track you to the assessment centre. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. I applied sent off my application because you have to apply on UCAS for teacher training, just in case anyone wanted to become a teacher.
If you want to talk to her about the whole process,
oh yeah,
I'll put her socials down below.
Yeah, you could message me on whatever.
If you want to marry her, her socials are down below. But you have to go through me first, innit? Just saying. Carry on.
I hear that. So confused. So if UCAS, that was it. So then I sent off my UCAS in all the kind of the same time period. So in a 2-week period, I had my Teach First assessment, interview at Cambridge and an interview at UCL.
And I'm just going to interject right now.
Oh.
She didn't tell anybody that she applied to Cambridge.
Yeah.
Just saying, innit?
Yeah, it was.
She didn't tell anybody.
Yeah, it was a funny moment because I just called Dipsy when I got the interview and I was really excited. I was like, Dipsy, I've got an interview. And she was like,
for what?
And I was like, for Cambridge. And she was like, what? I remember the confusion through the phone. It was it took her a moment to even say congratulations because she had to, because she was like, Cambridge for, and I was like, the University of Cambridge. So yeah, that was quite funny. That was very, very funny. I don't even think I told my mum. I think I just went to tell my mum I had an interview at Cambridge. So yeah, that was funny. That was great. And then, so then I had the Cambridge on Tuesday, UCL on Thursday. So I was like, you lot are really just doing a lot. It's cool. So I went to the Cambridge interview. Toby drove me. Hi, Toby. And then so that day was actually really fun. I really enjoyed it. It was quite an intense day. There was a lot going on. And I was just like, do you know what? It's fine. I'm not really the kind of posh Cambridge person that I'm sure they're looking for, but I'll just do me and I'm sure I'll be fine. Went really well, I thought. Got home. Then had the UCL interview on Thursday, which was cool. They offered me a place on the day and I was like, wow, I have a place for the teacher training program. And it's like the Institute of Education, which is like number 1 in the world. So I was like, oh my gosh. And I just got a place on the day. So Friday, on my way to prayer meeting, get a little UCAS notification. For you lot in year 13, you know that the stuff that your heart does.
My gosh. I will never forget. I unsubscribed from everything.
I didn't want to see anything that wasn't UCAS in my emails.
UCAS.
Not a single, I didn't want to see anything.
The anxiety is
I actually think that gave me like genuine like issues.
Yeah, something on your application has changed. Something about, oh gosh.
So yeah, I was on my way and I remember I was walking through the field near my house. I don't live in a farm. There's just a park
and
next
horses and cows and sheep.
Yeah, so I logged into my UCAS. I just thought it was the formality of like UCL putting it through. But then where the conditional was, and where it said University College of London, it wasn't aligning. And then I like aligned it and it was like University of Cambridge, conditional. I think I dropped my phone. I think I screamed. I genuinely in that moment don't actually know what happened.
Yeah.
I don't really remember calling Dupe. I might not have called you my phone. I don't know who called her.
She just screamed.
But then I was just on the phone. I just screamed through I was just screaming. And then, I don't even know how many different people I screamed to between that moment and when I got into the building for prayer meeting. And then I just screamed through to everybody.
That was a great day.
Yeah, that was a great day. And that was also the day that Fearlessly Faithful launched. Woo!
Now you know what you look like. Now you know what you... Oh, you're so predictable. You are so predictable. I'm tired of you. What was the point?
Fearlessly Faithful.
Oh, yeah. So that was a great day.
It was a fantastic day. So, after that, I was like, cool, God, I'm really walking in purpose. Clearly, because you're sending me the right way. We are now in the job application process. So my faith has returned because I opened my mouth and said, God, please don't give me an offer from a job that isn't the right school that you want for me. Obviously, that means rejection from the schools that are not meant for you. So the next time Dipsy has me back, because she will, because I'm great and I'm hilarious. I'll let you guys know how that went. Okay. And then we can sparkles.
How has it been being, 1, a black girl and 2, a Christian at the University of Cambridge?
Being a black girl at the University of Cambridge is funny. Surprisingly, not how I thought it'd be. The university itself, I think, especially in education, realising how diverse schools are and how not diverse the teaching community is, are quite open to having more diverse teachers. So by teachers, I'm generally quite welcomed as a nice change because you don't get that many black female teachers. At schools in the middle of nowhere, different. It's very different teaching a demographic, like a classroom that's not very diverse. So walking in and I'm used to seeing kids that look like me. When that doesn't happen, it's very strange. And it's also going to those schools and the staff in those schools aren't used to seeing people like me. So you get very awkward moments of conversation when they don't know what to say. And you also get very ignorant comments made in classrooms. And I think it's just learning to pick your battles and learning where and when to educate people on things that they're not being malicious, they just don't know any better. But at the same time, you have to pick your situations. Otherwise, people just tune out from you. And being Christian in a school is interesting because the first school, my secondary school is a Church of England school. So being Christian there wasn't hard. A lot of the teachers there were Christian. So talking about what you believed wasn't that big a deal. However, going to Cambridge and being with a cohort of trainees and stuff, not trying to be Christian, you are Christian, but trying to figure out how to kind of react to things, respond to things, and live your life essentially, can be quite difficult, because you always want them to kind of see Jesus through you, but at the same time, I am a human being. So when I give you a lift to school, I have slight road rage, and there's a lot of bikes in Cambridge. So when you're cycling in front of my car, I'm gonna ask you to move politely, loudly, not that they can hear me. But it's just how I react. Like, I'm a human being. Yeah. But at the same time, it's hard. You get overconscious and you're like, oh, you go home and you're like, oh no, now they're going to think like, oh, she said she's Christian. But I mean, technically I might not have even said to you I'm Christian, but they'll have heard that I like do all this church stuff. Because I try not to speak to you in people's faces. Oh, she goes to church, she does all of this, but she shouts at people on the road. And I'm just like, then you can get really worked up about it. Yeah. But you have to actually just sit down and be like, you are a human being. And if people are going to perceive you that negatively anyways, there probably wasn't anything you can do. All you can do is go home and pray for them. But it's kind of in the more meaningful conversations that you have with people to try and get them to see that Christians don't have to be these robots that only can do this and they can't do that, and they can do this and they can't do that. Basically take all the opportunities that you get.
Love that. Okay. So, what words of encouragement or advice would you give to your 16-year-old self?
My 16-year-old self. What was I? Where was I? Was I at Woodhouse? In first year. Yeah, year 12. Yeah, year 12.
So we were still sitting at bus stops.
So, before we could drive, you know how, like, when you sometimes sit in your friend's car and you have like really deep and meaningful conversations, me and Dupe used to do that at bus stops before we could drive. Come rain, snow, sun.
Snow.
Genuinely in snow. That there was one time we sat at the bus stop for hours.
About 3.
And so I used to do this thing where I dress the same in all different seasons.
Yeah. And leggings and a cardigan.
Yeah. Leggings, vest, or cardigan standard. It was fine. I'd wear shorts and like really thick tights, and I'm just like, it's December. What's your problem? We know better now. We know that the weather is a real thing and cold is a real thing.
Yeah.
But at the time I believed that my legs didn't feel cold. So I remember I was wearing tights, shorts, a giant oversized like hoodie jacket thing, and then a leather jacket on top, because obviously leather jackets are so warm. And I was wearing a jumper underneath. So it looked like all these layers, but none of them were substantial clothes.
No.
And we sat at the bus stop for hours talking about rubbish. Absolute rubbish.
So in light of that,
reminiscing,
what advice would you give?
What advice would I give my 16-year-old self? I think I would. Weirdly enough, it doesn't actually have anything to do with the bus stop. I think I'd tell my 16-year-old self that it's actually okay to say no to people. I am learning to say no, but I am so bad at saying
When I met her, everything was yes.
If you ask me
I became her no man for her.
Anything, as it could be so inconvenient for me. Yeah. And I will say yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any... And I'm just like, but I just don't want to let them... If you pour so much out of you that there's nothing left to give, what you have to offer, people won't even want it. Like, it was so, yeah. I think I'd tell my 16-year-old self to learn to start saying no at that point. Because I think when you're 16, it's not the biggest issue, but it becomes a problem because I'm quite a sociable person. So if I go somewhere, I'll make friends. Hi, yeah, cool. But that just means there's a bigger pool of people that you don't know how to say no to. And I'll like do hair, and eventually I learned to make clothes and stuff. Yeah. Oh yeah, hair. Don't ask me. No.
I was gonna say, why are you gonna promote your hair when you don't like doing hair?
I'm saying no. This is me saying no. I wish I learned.
She's still in the process.
I'm in the process. Yeah. So yeah, that's the perfect example.
She did my hair.
Yeah, I did Dipsy's hair. If you want hair like this, find someone on Instagram. I'm finished. Sorry. I apologize. Yeah, I like doing hair very sporadically for my friends, which is fine, but I don't know how to say no. So if I didn't feel like doing hair, I didn't know how to say no. I also never used to charge people, so I'd either not say no and do it for free. So clearly there's an L that was just painted permanently on my forehead.
You're a child of God, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's calm. I don't regret it, but it's just a very valuable skill to be able to put yourself first sometimes. It's not selfish, it's necessary.
Yeah.
If you just have time for yourself, innit?
Yeah. So the only piece of advice? Anything else?
Don't talk to boys. They're yucky. They'll ruin your life. They'll burn your heart. I'm joking, and you can edit that out.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm keeping that in.
She just say they'll burn your heart. I'm actually hilarious. I had something, and I don't know what it is. I would tell my 16-year-old self to start serving in church. It sounds really strange and random, but I think now, having been older and doing what I do now, and seeing all the youth serving in church and seeing how that helps them, I think there's a lot of things that I would have learned earlier and learned quicker. And had like a discipline like instilled in me from earlier. If from then, even if I just did like welcome or stewarding, or I went to Champions, or which is like the children's work at our church, just did something like that from earlier, I just think there's a discipline that I would have got that would have just been helpful in just a lot of different ways. So yep, 16-year-old self, say no and go to serve.
Amen. I love that. Okay, and last but not least, what would you say your favourite Bible verse or piece of scripture is, and why? You sound like the clock.
It used to be the one that says about peace that's past all understanding, just because I'm a very everywhere person, as you may or may not have seen. I'm forced to sit still. I'm not scattered. I don't beat you. I bind you.
Stop binding people.
It was Auntie Simba. Yeah, it's your unbound. Amen.
Amen.
Yeah, I'm a very everywhere person. I'm being forced to sit still. But yeah, so it was just it meant a lot for me once I understood what God's peace meant and like kind of lived my life with that. But I think at the moment my favorite Bible verse is the one that says to seek first the kingdom of God, because I get distracted very easily. I like to plan things. I like to over plan things. So it's very easy for me to focus on other things and then go to God and be like, yeah, can you just give this your son for approval? Or be like, I need to do all my work, and then I'll do my devotion before I go to bed. And obviously I'm going to burn myself out doing my work and then fall asleep on my Bible and be like, tomorrow, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
But I think in this 21 days of fasting and kind of towards the end of last year, just realising like how much everything just shifts when you put God first. Because all of a sudden I have all this time to do this work now, and I have the work go so much faster when I started my day with my Bible and then go to my work, and it's like, well, actually I've never not finished my work. But when I was doing it the other way around, somehow I always had work left to do. And that's just one example on top of 100 others.
It's like tithing, isn't it?
Yeah. It's like you never have enough money. Then all of a sudden you give God the first bit, and it's like you never run out. Yeah, like somehow, somewhere you never run out.
The Lord is good.
He is very, very good in the most miraculous ways. So yeah, I think was definitely a thing of something made sound? A very uncomfortable electric noise. Yeah, used to be a thing of peace, but I think in this like 21 days, I think it's definitely been a thing of just continue to seek God first and see what happens, because I don't know what's going to happen. I have no more plans. Not really. I have practical plans, like finding a job and somewhere to live and things like that. Anything beyond that, who knows?
Love that. Do you know what? I'm sure that she'll come and invade the setup and she'll update you.
So, she says invades, but she's going to invite me back because she likes having me here.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, she did. So, she said it off camera. Okay. She's not going to admit it now.
So you're lying.
But I'll admit it.
So you're lying.
I'm not lying. She said it last time.
Okay, so Teni, it's been great to have you. You've enjoyed it?
Yeah.
Of course you have.
It's been great.
Do you want to say bye to the people then?
So guys, thanks for coming to my channel. It's been great to have you here with us. It's been great to have Dipsy here with us. Maybe she'll join us again soon. Maybe she'll come and invade again another time.
I'll just say no.
Why?
Because I can.
God's giving you so many blessings. Why don't you want to share them with the people, Pastor Dipsy?
Okay. All right, guys. Well, it's been great having her. As I said, I'll link her socials down below. If you are planning on going to uni to study history, if you plan to apply to Cambridge, she helped someone get into Cambridge. So she's a good person to chat to. Yeah, like she's actually as a jarring as she is, she's very lit. That's a backhanded compliment. Yeah, take it.
Thank you. Yeah.
So guys, it's been great to be back.
It is nice to be back.
I shall see you guys in a video very, very soon with another guest. So guys, take care. God bless.
Bye. I love it.